What's up, everybody? Aiden Nunley back with another Voice It podcast episode. Today I'm joined with my best bud, Bryce Pelteir, and we're going to be talking about college football this time. Yay, college.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's get right into it. All right, so basically the first topic we're going to be talking about is college football conference only. Well, I mean, it looks like this was going to happen because Bryce, you've heard that the ACC, the SEC, all the other conferences are doing conference-only schedules. What's your thought on that?
I mean, I don't really see why it makes a difference. They're still traveling to games, going through airplane, through bus.
Right.
Especially this SEC. You know, some people in the same conference live, hundreds of miles from each other, which requires plane.
Right.
So, I don't really see, I could, see maybe somebody like the Big Ten, that makes more sense. They're all kind of centrally located. But, I don't know. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
I agree. No, basically, the ACC says that they're going to do conference only, but they're going to play one out-of-conference game, which is Notre Dame. Notre Dame is eligible for the ACC championship this year. So technically, Notre Dame has been added to the ACC this year. Do you think they're going to end up playing in the conference championship like Notre Dame and Clemson? They're going to play twice this year?
Honestly, probably. But don't be too shocked if Virginia Tech definitely makes some noise this year. I think they're an underrated team going into the season.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm sorry. North Carolina as well. North Carolina is going to be a lot better this year.
I agree. I mean, if we even have a season, because there's also a lot of news going around. This guy tweeted out, what was his name, Bryce?
Here, I'll look it up for you. His name is Rondale Moore, the Purdue running back. He just announced today that he's not going to play this year. He's already declaring for the 2021 draft.
Yeah, that's a stinger because he was actually their best
player. Big loss
player.
for Purdue and big loss for college football because he's a good player.
Yeah. There's also this one outside source says he's been talking to a bunch of college football players and they are saying that they are not playing this year, which that sucks. But the NCAA is really pushing for a season to happen. If they weren't, they would have announced it shutting down by now. I honestly think it will happen, but the question is who's going to play and who's not going to play. OU, the Big 12. Let's talk about the Big 12 a little bit because the Big 12 is really confusing. I think didn't they announce they're doing kind of conference only also? They're just playing one out of conference game.
I wouldn't say conference only, but I mean SEC's backed out, Tennessee game's canceled, and then
Army game's canceled.
Out.
Yeah.
So that leaves OU with only one out of conference game being Missouri State this year. So
so it's kind of like the ACC. They're only playing one out of conference game. So that's basically what we're talking about. So conference only is probably going to happen for most of the places. The SEC, ACC, Big 12 is pretty much conference only this season, which I don't really see a problem with.
Also, let me just say, SEC football is going to be 10 times harder than it usually is with the SEC only schedule. It's going to be some tough games for those teams. It's going to be a fun year for the SEC. It's going to be very competitive.
Yeah, I agree. So now that actually is a good way to finish that topic because we're going to go into predicting who's going to win each conference this season. We'll start off with our conference. I mean, the Big 12. Let's be real. It's Oklahoma runs the Big 12. I mean, Texas possibly may have a good season.
In my opinion, it's between three teams right now for the Big 12, and that's Oklahoma, Texas, and Oklahoma State. Me, in my eyes, those are the only three teams.
I agree. That's mine.
Texas and Oklahoma State are the only two teams that can give Oklahoma a run for their money this year.
I agree. That's actually, in my opinion, I don't even think Oklahoma State is going to make much noise. I think they're going to be.
Oklahoma State's going to have a great offense this year. They're going to have a good offense.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think they're going to have. I think, but it's more between Texas.
Have a good defense.
I think
it's just facts. They never have had a good defense. So
true. I think it really if Oklahoma State gets a defense, then they'll be deadly. But until then, it's between Texas and OU, in my opinion. But no, they're getting a lot of good recruitments. But so is Oklahoma. They're actually number 13th, I think, or something like that in recruiting this year. They're not terrible. They landed recently on July 4th, the number 1 quarterback in the nation, Caleb Williams, out of Washington. I think he lives down in Washington, D.C. Yeah, he is very talented, so that was a good pickup. We also got Latrell Mccutchen. I think I said his name right. He's a four-star cornerback. He lives in Texas, I think Austin, actually, which is kind of crazy. And he hates Texans. So, we're getting a lot of good pickups. I think it's going to be another year where OU wins the Big 12 championship. Wouldn't you agree?
For sure. And the players you just said don't even include the other players we got. We got Perion Winfrey, the number 1 overall player in the 2020 JUCO class.
Oh, he's amazing. Yeah.
We got Shodell Williams. That's his Twitter name. I don't know what his real name is, but we got a lot of. I think OU's going to have more depth on defense this year on the defensive backside of the ball for sure. Definitely got some good pickups there. Got a lot of good incoming freshmen coming in. So,
well, let me pause you right there because a lot of people are saying, currently to me at least, they are like, well, how's OU going to rebound? I mean, they lost Kenneth Murray. They lost Parnell Motley. They lost all
that's one thing where I think the only area OU might struggle a little bit is that inside linebacker spot Kenneth Murray left. Yeah. But, we have some great, redshirt freshmen sophomores that we had last year. Like, they have the size and the speed to fill that spot.
For sure.
David Igwebu is a guy I really think of when I think of someone filling in that spot. Really shifty, really twitchy. He has that eye for the ball. He can get there. He can make a play. So,
I agree. For sure.
Definitely some players that could fill in that spot for sure.
All right. So we both agree that the Sooners are going to win that one. So now we're going to move on to another given, the ACC. I mean, really, it's Clemson's game to win. The only competition they may have is Virginia Tech.
Or honestly, I think North Carolina could give them more of a shot just because of coaching. And not to mention, North Carolina got the number 1 corner in the 2021 class.
True.
But, Tony Grimes is his name. He was a 2021, but then he moved up a grade, so he's actually going to be an incoming freshman at North Carolina. So they're going to have a major weapon with Tony Grimes. It's going to be that's a program changer. So
and Notre Dame.
Don't be surprised if North Carolina starts giving Clemson a run for their money here within the next few years. They're building something special at North Carolina.
Yeah, and Notre Dame is eligible to play in the ACC championship, so that could be another run for their money there. Ian Book coming back for his final season. This is his make it or break it year to go to the NFL.
Absolutely. Notre Dame is one of those teams where, it's like they have a little bit of potential and then they have an average year. Nobody really expects anything too huge out of them.
Yeah,
true. So we'll see how they shape up in the ACC. I think they're definitely going to have some close games this year, but I think they'll overall be a pretty solid team.
So we got to make a prediction, though. I honestly, let's just say this: who do you think is going to make the conference championship? I know Clemson's one of the teams, but who's the other one?
I'm going North Carolina. I think North Carolina's going to have a big year.
Wow. Okay, explain.
I mean, like I said, Tony Grimes coming in. Obviously, the culture has changed with Mac Brown coming in as the head coach.
Right.
Really making those. I mean, people forget that North Carolina almost beat Clemson last year. So, the culture definitely is different. Everybody is playing harder. They're being coached better. I think last year was a bit of a rebuild, and I think they're just going to keep getting better. And, I don't really see anybody else besides Virginia Tech that could really beat North Carolina. I think North Carolina is going to beat Notre Dame this year, in my opinion. I'm calling it right now. North Carolina is going to make the ACC championship game.
That is a bold prediction. I'm going to disagree because, honestly, I think Chip Kelly's gonna have or not Chip Kelly. What's his name?
Bro.
Who's the head coach of Notre Dame right now? His something Kelly.
No.
Something Kelly.
It's something Kelly.
Yeah. Yeah, so something Kelly, that we're just going to go with that. I think he's known as a really good coach, and Ian Buck is a really good quarterback, and they're also getting I think they have a lot of good pickups this year. Don't know many names, but I know they're actually having a really good recruiting season. Honestly, I think
Notre Dame's been getting a lot of 2021 guys.
Yeah,
I don't know why, but they've been getting a lot of 2021s lately.
Yeah, I personally think it's going to be Clemson Notre Dame, but I still think Clemson's winning the division. You agree with me there? Clemson's going to win.
Clemson's going to win it, but I think North Carolina's going to make it a little harder this year for them to win the ACC.
Right. All right, so we're going to move on. This is that's actually a really tough one to call. The SEC is what we're going to talk about.
Oh, man.
That is where things get crazy. Okay, so LSU or Alabama? I mean, I just don't see anyone else.
I mean, LSU, they were such a good team last year.
They wiped the floor.
That everybody wanted to hire their coaches. And all their coaches are gone except for Ed Orgeron. Joe Burrow obviously left. Mm-hmm. Edwards, the running back, how do you say his name?
Kalai Edwards.
Yeah, Eli Edwards-Helaire, I think. I might have just butchered his name, but it's fine. And, obviously Justin Jefferson, it's a huge loss for them. They just had a lot of
losses.
Queen,
a lot of losses.
Clavion Chaseon. Those are all American guys that they lost, along with their coaching staff. Obviously, their defensive coordinator heads to Baylor to be their head coach. So I think Alabama definitely is going to be back. They've pulled some really good recruits in the 2020 class. I'm pretty sure they're top one or two again. Like always, I think they're going to, they also had some injuries on defense last year. They did still have Xavier McKinney, but they were very injured on that defensive line. So, the only question I'd have for Alabama is the quarterback.
Is it going to be Mac Jones or the true freshman? I forgot his name, but I know.
Yeah, I mean, Bryce Young. Obviously, everybody's heard of him. He's amazing. So,
right.
Actually, I don't think they'll have too much trouble at quarterback. I forgot Bryce Young went there. I think he was committed to University of Southern California at one point, and then decommitted. Now
he's going to Alabama.
So, like I said, they had a great recruiting class. They're just going to keep building off of that and the players they currently have. And I think they're definitely going to make the championship game for sure.
Okay.
They're going to go back to being the old Alabama.
Who do you think? So you think Alabama is going to win it? In your opinion?
Absolutely. Yeah, they're not going to lose.
I agree. I think Auburn could make a run for the money, but I don't think it's going to last.
Auburn, they lose to everybody else, but they beat Alabama. It's weird.
What about Florida? Florida, we forgot about Florida.
Florida, are they in the same division as Alabama?
They're in the SEC.
Well, yeah, but there's like two different divisions. There's the East and the West.
I don't think so. No, they're not.
Okay, I think Florida is in the same conference as Georgia.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. So, let's actually talk about Florida. Florida is going to be a great team this year. They are going to have a lot of seniority, a lot of juniors. Obviously their head coach is a, great coach. He's really changed the culture back to what they used to be. I think they're going to have a great year this year. I think they're definitely going to be one of the, make the championship game, finish runner-up for the, SEC East.
Yeah, West. I think it's going to be Florida, Bama this year. I think LSU is not going to be dominant because they lost so many players and coaches. I honestly think they're going to go back to the old LSU. They lose at least 2 or 3 games. But I do think Florida is going to be good. Are they good enough to beat Alabama? No, I don't think so. I think they still have Nick Saban. You know how he is. Like, there's no debate. He's probably one of the, if not the best coaches in college football. He is definitely gonna win the SEC, and honestly, they're favored to win the national championship. But we'll get into that in a minute. So yeah, that's our take. Are we forgetting any other conferences? Wait, no. The Big Ten. The Big Ten.
Big Ten and the Pac-12.
Yeah.
We won't even talk about the Pac-12. Oregon's going to win that,
Yeah.
obviously. Nobody else is going to even give them a run for their money.
Yeah.
Big Ten. Let's talk about Big Ten. What teams do we think is going to give Ohio State a run for their money, basically?
Wisconsin, Penn State, maybe.
Michigan. They don't know how to beat Ohio State.
They don't
know why.
They literally
They
can't.
suck at beating Ohio State.
If you're a Michigan fan, you're trash. So yeah, get out of here.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Michigan. You'll suck at beating Ohio State.
Trash.
No, I definitely think Penn State. They just need that one breakthrough win against Ohio State, like they had in 2016. Really build some momentum.
Right.
Win those first few games. Definitely don't lose. I honestly think Penn State and Wisconsin definitely have that. Those two are the only chance that anybody else has to beat Ohio State in the Big Ten. So.
And we all have a familiar friend, Bryce. We got Trey Sermon going to Ohio State. Funny story. Funny story. Let me tell them the story real fast.
State has done some great recruiting. They got Ryan Watts out of Little Elm, Texas.
Yeah.
He was originally committed to OU, decommitted after a visit, and he's going to be definitely going to be a great guy for them, great depth guy. He's got good length, great speed.
He's going to regret
junior
that.
season only had one reception completed on him.
Yeah.
Just a stud. He's going to be great for those guys.
Funny story about Trey Sermon, though. I joined him on an Xbox.
Just, put in a short story. You got Trey Sermon blocked Aiden on Xbox. It was a mess.
Yeah, but and I didn't really like him then, and I really don't like him now because he left Oklahoma for Ohio State. But that's okay because hey, he's doing what he wants for his career, and I respect him for that. At least if he wants, because he wasn't going to start for Oklahoma. That's Kennedy Brooks' job.
Kennedy Brooks, Ramondre Stevenson. We even have a great freshman running back coming in.
Yeah, Trey Sermon was going to be like a third string. To be honest, Trey Sermon was going to be third or fourth string on our team. So, I don't blame him for leaving Ohio State.
Definitely, J.K. Dobbins' departure, definitely was a great move. He's going to go into a great head coaching staff with Ryan Day.
For sure.
He's going to have success there, no doubt.
Yeah, no, I think
watch out for Ohio State national championship competitors.
I think Ohio State's winning the Big 12 for sure. Pac-12, we already said Oregon's going to win. There's no debate. Utah maybe, but I don't think so. No. I can't believe. I literally.
Was a little bit of a joke.
I can't believe Utah was actually ahead of Oklahoma for so long last season.
Okay, hold on. Arizona State is going to make some noise.
Ooh, Arizona State. Yeah, no, they're definitely coming in hot. So we still think Oregon's going to take it. But the question: who's replacing Justin Herbert at quarterback? Do you know?
I have absolutely no idea, but I do know that they have a great incoming freshman on defense, Dante Manning, out of Missouri.
Right.
He was originally committed to Oklahoma as well. I'm pretty sure he was a Mike Stoops guy, so Mike Stoops got fired. Obviously, decommitted.
Right.
He has great length, great speed. He actually got upgraded to a 5-star. Pretty recently.
Oh wow!
But within the last 6 months, so they got a great 5-star corner coming in. It's gonna make a difference for sure. It's gonna keep establishing the culture Oregon has there.
I'm definitely sure Oregon's gonna find a quarterback, no problem. We're gonna be moving on to. We have 2 more topics. This is kind of a biased topic, but we're gonna get into it anyway. We're gonna go. Is Oklahoma Natty bound?
No.
I'm gonna be real.
My opinion.
No,
not yet. It's gonna be it's gonna be another year. I think next year it's gonna be a lot different looking. I think. Don't get me wrong. I don't think we're gonna do bad, but I think the defense is gonna improve to a top 30, top 20 defense this year. May even sound a little crazy, but we've got to make definitely more improvements on that side of the ball. Obviously, after the LSU game. I picked apart, but
You're gonna think I'm crazy.
Going to make some strides defensively and stay about the same offensively.
You're gonna think I'm crazy. I think they're really damn close. If they don't make some noise in the playoffs this year, they will next year. But I honestly, like, the defense we're building and the offense we're building. I mean, what sucks about this season is we lost a lot of good players due to injury. We lost
Caleb Kelly.
Yeah.
I think he was due for a breakout year. There's his ACL.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah.
We got didn't Theo Howard get hurt too? I thought I heard something.
Yeah, he had the Achilles injury earlier.
Is he coming back?
Year, but yeah, I've heard he should be good to go.
Okay.
For the season opener.
Okay, cool.
He's gonna be a breakout player
For sure.
No doubt. So is Charleston Rambo.
Oh yeah,
the Rambo guys.
Rambo's
coming in hot.
Amazing.
He's ready.
So obviously, we've had some interactions with Spencer Rattler, but we're not going to get into that one.
Not we've. He has.
I have. So we'll not talk about that, but I do respect the guy 100%. I'm looking forward to seeing him play. I don't know if he's going to be a Kyler Murray or Baker replacement. Maybe I just don't see him like making as much noise as Baker Mayfield did, but I think he will definitely be good. I honestly, like, people think I want Caleb Williams to come now because I don't know. I want to see who would win that competition, to be honest. Spencer Rattler or Caleb Williams. I don't know. Like, they're both 5 stars. They're both really good athletes. But I'm getting off topic. The point is, I think Spencer Rattler's going to come in, and I think they're going to make the playoffs. They're going to definitely become a 4th seed if they make it. I don't see them being any higher than.
I'm going to make a bold prediction. Don't be surprised if OU dominates the Big 12 this year.
Oh, for sure.
Do not be surprised. We have some great. Our defense is actually going to have depth for like the first time in since 2005.
Yeah, for real. No,
yeah. I'm just honestly that defense is. I mean, obviously our offense is always going to be top 3 in the country. You know, that's not a problem. We have Lincoln Riley. It's that defensive side of the ball. I think Alex Grinch has really established a more aggressive play, which has definitely helped.
And that's why I'm going to say
maximum effort attitude into the defense. It's going to help out a lot. I think we're going to have a very good year.
Your point right there, what you just said, is the reason why I think they're natty bound right there. And it's like
Alex Grinch has instilled a whole other mindset that Mike Stoops never instilled.
Right. And I honestly think that they may make some noise this year. I'm not going to be surprised if they make it to the national championships. Will they win it? I don't think they're going to win it, but I think they have a chance at making it at least. Because
absolutely, I mean, I could definitely see Oklahoma beating, like Ohio State type team. Like if we just really, locked up on locked down on defense,
right?
Obviously our offense is going to put up, 30 plus a game. It's just all about how the defense plays.
Exactly. And yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. OU was a top 20 defense away from winning the national championship. Just be ready.
Be ready. And a lot of you are going to hate on that.
How to play defense, it's going to be bad for everybody. It's not going to be fun for everybody.
A lot of people are hating on OU. They're like saying, haha, you guys suck because you lost to LSU. No one could beat LSU last year.
That LSU team might have been the greatest college football team in the history of college football.
Honestly, literally, they had nobody bad on their team. Really, everyone was at least really pretty dominant. Their
backups probably could have started on any other college football team.
Exactly. And
they had how many first round picks did they have?
10.
They had 10 first.
I mean that it says it right
pretty
there.
Close to forming a team like that. Like that's a small team they formed.
Yeah.
In the first round. That's ridiculous.
In my opinion, I think it comes down to Bama or Ohio State that's going to win the national championship next year. But we'll talk about that another time. The last topic of the day is teams that could sneak into the playoffs at the 4th seed or higher. Like, who do you think? Who you got a list of teams that you think could make some noise next season that could sneak in?
Oh man,
We'll do it for conference, okay? We'll do it per conference. So first we're going to start off, we're going to do the order we did last time, Big 12. Besides Oklahoma, because we already established that's probably going to happen. If any other team...
Texas ain't making the playoffs. You're going to lose to somebody besides Oklahoma.
We literally slept on Baylor so hard earlier, though. We did.
Baylor, obviously a great addition to their coaching staff.
Mm-hmm.
I think once they maybe start getting some recruits, like more nationally noticed recruits, they're going to really, obviously they got to make do with what they have to prove that, they are an elite program, which they really have never been, except for those last couple of years.
I think
they're definitely on the right track to building a good program.
Honestly, I don't think any other team in the Big 12 will make a run in the playoffs besides Oklahoma. I think there's like literally like you can't even debate it. Like, no.
My only team I can see sneaking into the playoff is Oregon. That's the only other team I can think of that would make it.
Well, yeah, that's the Pac-12. We're gonna go. Well, so yeah, Pac-12. We'll talk about that now. Oregon is definitely gonna be deadly this season. I think they could sneak in. And I think they're winning their conference for sure. If they do sneak in, we have 4th spot. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see when that happens. Big Ten. If Ohio State loses somehow, then it'd be Wisconsin. It'd be Wisconsin.
Actually, I'm sorry, Penn State.
Penn State
is definitely the sleeper there.
I think Wisconsin always chokes.
They're not that far away from becoming a playoff caliber team.
Wisconsin chokes all the time. Like they literally had a 20-point lead against Ohio State.
Penn State actually, they pull good recruits.
Right.
They're getting close to building that playoff caliber team. They just gotta,
So
they just gotta have a better season.
Yeah, I think
gotta beat Ohio State.
If Penn State beats Ohio State, they're getting that spot. Next is the ACC. I guess Notre Dame or Clemson can sneak in.
I'm going bold here. I'm going North Carolina.
I knew you were going to say that. North Carolina.
That's a bold prediction.
I don't think that's going to happen, Bryce. I'm being real with you. I just don't see. I don't get the hype. I know, but one player.
Bold prediction. I'm going with it.
One player cannot change a whole team, though. Like literally, I don't.
I'm telling you though, but I'm saying that the fact that he went there means there's been a big culture change.
Right, that's true.
So I think it's a lot. It's not the same it's a whole new North Carolina. Nothing like we've seen.
True. And then I think it's Clemson's division. I don't see North Carolina beating Clemson, but I do see them giving them a run for their money, or Notre Dame. If I were to choose, so Bryce chose North Carolina, but if there were another team in the SEC,
come back here next season. We'll see how it all goes. If North Carolina makes the playoffs,
I will be shocked. I will literally.
I expect to be paid in cash.
I will give you literally $40 straight up. I'll make the bet right now. If North Carolina makes the playoffs, I'm giving you $40 because I'm poor. That's a lot of money for me. So I think Notre Dame would sneak in besides Clemson, but that's my opinion.
Definitely, yeah. That's definitely who I'd go with if it wasn't North Carolina.
Yeah, true. Okay, then we're gonna go SEC. There's a lot of teams that could.
Florida.
No doubt Florida for sure. But there's
Georgia. Georgia could sneak it. Florida and Georgia are my 2 sleepers.
And I have Auburn as a sleeper. I literally do. I think they can make some noise.
Auburn.
No, everyone's saying like they beat Alabama. They beat them in the Iron Bowl. Like they're definitely a sleeper team. Like if not Florida, Auburn I think has a chance at making some noise next season. But that's just a bold prediction. To be honest, if I'm being real with you, I agree with Bryce here. I think Florida's definitely the team to sneak into the playoffs.
Florida's going to be good this year. I'm telling y'all now.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Final topic, since we already established everything, this is a very, crazy topic, but you've heard about the TCU situation, right?
Yes. I was the one that told you about it.
Oh, yeah, you were. You were. So, overreaction because apparently the quote came out. He was if you didn't know already, the head coach Pat wait, what's his name? How did I forget?
Gary Patterson.
Gary Patterson said the N-word.
Sweats like a maniac.
Sweat. Yeah, but he said the N-word during a team meeting, and everyone left the meeting. But at first, I thought he was a psychopath. I didn't know how he used the word. Nobody should say it, in my opinion, at all. No one should say that word. It's such a horrible word. But it was used. It was used in the context like "don't say it," and everyone still left. In my opinion, I look bad saying this, but I think it was almost an overreaction because
It definitely was a little bit of an overreaction
for sure. Because I don't think everyone should have left the meeting. I think I would have called him out on it, but
definitely should not have used the word itself. That was a bad move.
I would have said just don't say the N-word.
He wasn't directing it at any players.
Yeah, I would have said just don't say the N-word. Like
whole different story if he directed it at a player. He would be fired.
Oh yeah, no. He was just saying don't say it. I still think very wrong of him to say that word in any context. But
don't say that out loud.
Don't say it. No. But
don't say it ever.
It was an overreaction, but I think that by the players, but I think that he shouldn't have said it. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about. We're pretty much done with this episode. Bryce, is there anything you have left to say?
Watch out for the OU defense. Watch out for North Carolina this year.
For sure. All right. Boomer Sooner. All right. Take care, guys.